Friends, let's talk about tariffs, those little economic speed bumps designed to protect domestic industries. They're like that friend who insists on wearing Crocs in public. Well-intentioned maybe, but ultimately a bad idea. The Trump administration slapped tariffs on Chinese goods like nobody's business. We're talking billions of dollars worth. The goal? To boost American manufacturing and bring back jobs. Sounds great in theory, like a unicorn riding a roller coaster made of rainbows. But in reality, it was more like a donkey on a rusty Ferris wheel. The tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, were meant to make Chinese products more expensive. The hope was that American consumers, faced with pricier imports, would choose American-made alternatives. Did it work? Well, the tariffs did make Chinese goods more expensive. The problem was, those higher prices didn't just magically disappear into thin air, they landed right in the laps of American consumers. Remember when you could buy a washing machine without needing a small loan? Those days got a little bit further away thanks to tariffs, and don't even get me started on iPhones. Suddenly, that shiny new device cost an arm, a leg, and maybe a kidney on the black market. Sure, some argued that paying a bit more for American-made goods was patriotic, but patriotism doesn't pay the bills, folks. And when families are struggling to make ends meet, the last thing they need is a lecture on the virtues of buying American while staring down the barrel of a sky-high grocery bill. The tariffs did create some jobs in protected industries like steel and aluminum, but for every job gained, it seemed like another one was lost in industries hurt by retaliatory tariffs from China. Imagine a seesaw. On one side, you have steel workers happy to have their jobs back. On the other side, you have soybean farmers, their livelihoods crushed by Chinese tariffs on American soybeans. It's a classic example of robbing Peter to pay Paul, and frankly, it's not a sustainable economic strategy. The tariffs created winners and losers, but the overall impact on the job market was negligible at best. And let's not forget the uncertainty it created for businesses, forcing them to navigate a constantly shifting trade landscape. It was enough to make a CEO want to trade their power suit for a pair of sweatpants and a one-way ticket to a deserted island. The Trump administration's trade war was a gamble, and like most gambles, it didn't quite pay off the way they hoped. The tariffs did little to shrink the trade deficit with China, and the economic benefits were dubious at best. So, what did we learn? Well, for starters, trade wars are complicated. Shocking, I know. They're not as simple as slapping on a few tariffs and watching the magic happen. The long-term effects of these tariffs are still being debated, but one thing is clear, the global economy is interconnected. What happens in Beijing has a ripple effect in Boise, and when we start throwing up trade barriers, everyone gets wet.